I was sleeping one night peacefully and realized, as far as I know, I'm still poor. Then it dawned on me, what better way could I spend the next 5 hours of my life than sitting in a chair? So I decided I wanted to do something centered around inner conflict, like turbulent thoughts and feelings and emotions. So I wanted to draw this big head. And it was like, I was gonna do like a terrarium inside right here with like a night sky in there. And then I was gonna do like waterfalls coming out of the head. I don't think the face is gonna be like that. That's not gonna stay, but that was kind of like the idea I was going for. I don't really know how it's gonna tie into inner conflict, but I might as well try. So I thought I'd go with like a 3D Minecraft kind of shape, like a block. Cause I've been playing a lot of Minecraft recently, like artists bleed into like thoughts type thing, artist stuff. Honestly, the idea wasn't too ambitious. It was just, was I gonna fuck it up before I got to the end? Wink, wink, foreshadowing. This part right here that's like really fucking me up. Like everywhere else is pretty consistent and congruent with like the 3D kind of block vibe going on. But this part, I don't know why it's tripping me up so bad. It's like, I want the hat to be 3D as it get cut off by the terrarium part, but I'm not sure how to get it to fully blend in and look nice with everything else around it, if that makes sense. At this point, I was making pretty good haste. Like, by the time I got done, I might be able to actually go outside and interact with human people. By this point, I tried to fully flesh out the drawing with the pencil, because it be sometimes I tend to get ahead of myself. Like, I'll not fully get the idea out with the pencil and then immediately start the line work, and it end up fucking me up in the end. Well, it makes the product look, not the fucking product. It's not a fucking product, but the end result, it just doesn't look how I need it to look. Right, we're to the point in the drawing where any mistakes are design choices at this point. I don't know how many hours I'm in. I don't check the time. This is my only day off. I don't want to think about working tomorrow. So once I got through bitching, I decided to like start finishing the line work. It's looking pretty good so far. I was loving it at this point. I was in the mode, I was in the zone. I was getting that shit done, getting it out the way. It was a couple mistakes I was making throughout this point, but they wasn't too major. Shit that I can probably clean up later or fix later or figure out later. Looks pretty good so far. I just got done with all the line work. This whole portion of shit right here, I'm gonna have to leave that for future Mario to do. I can't handle that right now. But the rest is pretty okay. I just gotta make sure I don't make any mistakes, so I don't want to unalive myself in the future. And boy, did I. The mistakes I made. It looks pretty good so far. Like, I actually will give myself a lot of credit. I did better than I usually do on these art pieces in terms of like getting an idea to actually work for myself. Like, a lot of times the ideas that I have in my head, it's hard for me to accurately translate. Now I'm gonna use the same color scheme for the inside of the mouth for the hat. Most people call that being lazy, but I'm gonna call it a design choice. It's my drawing, I don't give a fuck. I'd be lazy if I want to. Fuck you guys. Honestly, I kind of like the way that came out though. Like, usually I don't try to do too much with the same color, because I try to do versatility. Like, I don't want to keep working with the same colors on a single piece. I don't know, it feels lazy to me. It's something my mind can't really get around. But I did it this time and I like it. Like, I might start doing it in the future. Alright, I've done a little bit more coloring and stuff. Still don't really want to touch this part. I've done like the clouds and shit. I haven't really committed too hard to anything, but just getting like the basic colors and shit down, I really wanted to do. And As for this inside of the hat, I'm gonna do a rainbow just so I can feel better about making these the same color scheme. I don't know. I feel weird about it. It's irrational, I know. And then I literally proceeded to do almost exactly that. I would say almost because the rainbow idea didn't really work out. It wasn't a lot of space for me to work with. On top of that, I was making a lot of mistakes. And it was kind of like, I just couldn't fit in there. That's what she said. Wait, what? All right, we're tackling the inside. It's still pretty fucking scary. This looks like a moon. If you tell me any different, you might have to see me. Looks pretty good. At this point, I'm staring down the middle part, which is kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't give myself a lot of space to really work with in that area. Like, I probably should have made the whole head a lot bigger if I wanted to do like a little kind of village thing in there, but I guess I didn't think of that. So at this point, I'm still going in on that middle part. I'm trying to get some trees, trying to get like as much minute detail as I possibly can with the amount of space that I had to work with. But I did pretty okay with that portion. As far as like getting all the colors and shit in there, I did pretty okay with that. I was gonna start the sky early, but I decided to wait, like get a feel what I'm trying to do. You feel me? Like, I don't know, understand it. Now, to this point, you might be wondering, hey, Mari, what's that? This right here. That's fish on a grill. For some reason, I don't know, my brain bricked. I decided to make them completely purple. I don't know why, but I never said I was a good artist. Honestly, up to this point, I've never really referred to myself as an artist. Usually I try to pick like some extra ass name, like a creative or artistic savant or something like fancy like that. I'm trying to say something cool, trying to get the ladies. I gotta tell them something instead of just saying I'm an artist. Like, all right, we're on the final stretch. This is my favorite part. This is where I can add a whole bunch of bullshit misdirection to trick your brain into thinking that it looks better than it actually does. Yeah, misdirection, bullshit, added everywhere. Gotta get that shit in there. Anywhere I can. Lines, more lines. Going crazy with the lines. Ain't stopping with the lines. Like, lines just make everything better. You need strong black lines. It just make the art pop. Make that shit fucking glorious. Look at that shit. Line, drip with the lines in the little tags. What's crazy is I can use my early onset nerve damage, like the ones you get from your parents, to keep twitching my hand up and down, so it's easier to make like these little stars. It's funny how life works. All right, bullshit out the way. It looks pretty good. I'm still waiting to add one last final touch. I'm just waiting on the paint to dry this black shit around it so I can add one last layer of white around it so it'll be like a border kind of thing. But yeah. Guys, I get all the way to the end and my fucking Posca pen just starts leaking ink everywhere. Like, what? How the fuck does this even happen? Alright, I kind of fixed it, but not really. You don't know this. Like, probably can't tell the difference, for real. I know I probably shouldn't be spray painting indoors, but I live in a ghetto and it's like 1 a.m. so I probably shouldn't be spray painting outdoors either. The more I spray paint, the more colors I smell. Boy, I sure do love making art. Drum roll, please. Ta-da. Whoa, hey, woohoo. Yeah, it's me, and I got the art piece. It looks great. That's the face of a man who has ate, drank, or stood up in the last 5 hours. Smash like, and, I might get to touch grass one day. As you can see, a nigga has not touched grass in the longest. Like, I have not been outside at all for probably the last 24 hours. Like, I'm low-key getting tired of working a job, so I might just have to keep drawing until my fingers fall off.